Venus 29 degrees, loving on the edge. From my earliest memories, I had a fascination for Rodin's The Thinker and for Venus of Aphrodite. It's an interesting combination that I find in myself. In The Thinker, I see the introvert with wheels of thought constantly turning. With Venus, I was simply enamored. Venus is the standard by which all other beauty is measured, at least in my eyes. In astrology, there is naturally a physical element to Venus, but there is also a mental and emotional component. Venus in a birth chart can help reveal how beauty, love, and life, and even desire, are perceived. Beauty, love, and life are perceived in as many ways as there are people. Venus reveals how we relate to ourselves and how we relate to others. Venus rules the earth sign of Taurus and the air sign of Libra. My Venus is at 29 degrees in the watery sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is deep, mysterious, and passionate, and creates intense bonds with everything and everyone that it is involved with. I struggled to turn that Venus expression inward to find the beauty inside myself, and in failing to love myself, I became too easily critical of others. I have found in life that I am not alone. We are so hard on ourselves. We find ways to not love ourselves. We are crushed under self-scrutiny, self-doubt, and a mountain of misconceptions passed down generation after generation. At 29 degrees Scorpio, Venus is right at the cusp of going into the high-risk, fun-loving, adventurous energy of Sagittarius. You will feel this energy in the memories and stories from my path. There are tales of curiosity, truths of reality as I perceive them, dark times, funny times, situations that will surprise you, and circumstances that you will be familiar with as well. Every path and perspective is unique. Some say perspective is everything. Let me plant the seed of belief in you, the seed of believing there is beauty in you and in others. You are lovable. Open the door, go inside, and find the beauty within. Love yourself, love others. 0 degrees, Conception. The Greyhound bus pulled up. Robin stood back, leaning on the block wall of the station. Nikki boarded, not at all confident that she would survive. Mom did survive, though, and at 1:36 a.m. on a Thursday, November 4th, 1971, I was born in Kokomo, Indiana. I took my first breath, the breath of life, but my journey does not begin there. Although Mom was only 18, my birth did not make her a mother. She already had a 1-year-old son, Brian. Mom was married to his father, Robert. My father is Robert's stepbrother, Robin. The four of them left Indiana in January of 1971 and headed for Miami Beach. I was conceived just a few weeks later in mid-February. That makes me a Valentine's baby. How romantic. Robert took Brian and left Mom in Miami. Mom told me that's why she had to catch a bus back to Kokomo. What a lonely ride that must have been. It's not clear if she already knew that I was in the belly or not. At some point, Mom realized she was pregnant, and she knew that I was not Robert's baby. Mom told me that there were family members that wanted her to get rid of the baby. I have wondered, who wanted to kill me? Do the words of death and assassination attach to the DNA fibers? Does a baby run in circles of fear? When do you begin to feel safe, loved, and accepted again? I can say with confidence that all healthy-minded survivors of even the threat of abortion are thankful that their mom chose life. After all, if the voting age were reduced to 0, all fetuses would vote conservatively. Babies in the womb are completely unaware of the challenges they will face in life. From the baby's perspective, life is safe and warm, full of unconditional love, sustenance, and acceptance. You and I know that it is not the whole truth. We know that life has a multitude of perils, problems, and perspectives. We know that life can be unfair, depressing, and demoralizing, a place that no baby would voluntarily venture into. On the other hand, life can be an amazing adventure full of love, laughter, and triumph. Until I sat down to write this book, I didn't realize how much of my story ties into the social issues that we all wrestle with today. It reinforces the belief that we are all connected. I want you to open your mind and consider another perspective. Stretch your mind beyond your comfort zone. You may see glimpses of yourself, and you may see something brand new. Either way, welcome to my story. Chapter 1 Degree: Discovering You. Discovering who you are is a big thing. Finding beauty, love, and life, seeing yourself as beautiful, loving the you that you find, and living a full life are all paths along that journey. Mom would have had to have gone to New York to abort me. That worked in my favor, since I know she would not have had the money to make the trip. Thank you, Mom, for choosing me. Life. States' rights. Is it a code word, or does that energy naturally course through my veins? Since the 1940s, the term states' rights has often been considered a loaded term because of its use in opposition to federally mandated racial desegregation and, more recently, same-sex marriage. What if Indiana had legalized abortion in 1971? To say that I am thankful to have this life would be an understatement. I am an advocate for states' rights. It's not a code word for me. I am simply thankful to have had a chance at life. When I share this story with my teenage daughters, who are coincidentally pro-choice, they too express gratitude that their grandmother chose to keep me, birth me, and give me life. Mom didn't stay married to Robert much longer after I was born, and within a year and a half, she had married Denny Ray. Denny Ray is my dad. Dad has a Scorpio moon, so he is comfortable in a hidden space, but he has agreed to let me use his real name here. Dad has heavy Capricorn energy, so he excels in a structured environment like the military. Mars conjunct Saturn exact helps that too. Thanks, Dad, for the tremendous work ethic. We moved around a lot. I can remember 9 houses and 9 schools, but we also lived in El Paso and Missouri before I could retain any memory. I always knew that Denny Ray was somehow not my real dad, but that never went through my head as a negative. I remember writing a note and asking him to adopt us. That never happened in a legal sense, but they would have needed Robert's consent. I was David Cook, and I grew up with my brother Brian Cook. I remember Robert coming to see me and Brian one time. That must have been 1977. I remember seeing Robin at Grandpa Dean and Grandma Charlene's house one time. Maybe that was the late 1970s. He was Uncle Robin. My only thought and memory for that matter was, he's tall. Mom said she never received any child support from either of them. Robert and Mom were obligatorily married after they found out Brian was in the belly. Brian was born November 2nd, 1970, a year and 2 days before me. And shortly thereafter, they set out on that trip to Miami Beach. 2 boys, a girl, 1,249 miles, and a brand new baby. Mom kept that secret from me for almost 2 decades. It was an easy secret to keep, moving around and never visiting anyone who would blow the cover. I was 17 when Mom was forced to tell me because Brian had left our home in Tampa and headed to Indiana. Mom knew the family would tell him. I have something to tell you, Mom said with tears streaming down her face. Whoa, Mom, what's wrong? Mom didn't cry often. I told your brother last week before he left. Told him what, Mom? I reached out to her. You have a different dad than Brian. His dad is Robert Cook and yours is Robin Wells. First of all, I don't care, and second of all, Dad is my dad. And I hugged her, trying to make the tears go away, but shame is a rusty valve that will break after 17 years of dormancy. And I didn't care then, but later I did begin to wonder. I was curious. Many people know this feeling. Who am I? Where did I come from? Can I get to the foundation of me and start from there? All right, that's the first 2 chapters. Hope you enjoyed that. I am thankful that Mom didn't abort me. I'm thankful that she didn't give in to herself or to the others that wanted to murder me, kill me, dispose of me. Because life is worth living. If you have a similar story, leave me a comment. If you want to share something in an email, send me an email. And remember, if any of this that I talked about today, conception, birth, abortion, life, death, if any of that resonates with you, just remember, if you thought you never had anyone to talk to about it, you have me now.